somehow, some. Okay, we're going to make it in the key of D flat. Same as C sharp. C sharp, D flat. Okay, I know somehow you're going to have a D flat 7 over F. It's a D flat 7. I'm going to call everything flat throughout the whole song. So you have a right hand B, D flat, F, A flat. That's your D flat 7 chord over F on your left hand. Left hand bass is just an F. So when I say something over something, that means right hand over left hand. So that's a D flat 7 over F that I just named. So that's I know somehow. Oh, I know some. I know somehow. Okay, on the word how, all you're going to do for the left hand bass is just move your F to G flat. Really, like we said, F sharp, but I'm going to call everything flat. So that's G flat. Okay, and you're going to move it back and forth from F again. So you're going to say, I know somehow. I'm going to go back to F on the bass. I know some way. Back to G sharp. G flat. We're going to make it back to F. And then you go down to E flat. Back to F. And then back to G flat. I'll do that again. I know some. That's F to G flat somehow. I know some way. Doing it again. We're gonna make it. That's an F to an E flat, and then back to an F, F to a G flat. Okay, that's the first part. The first I know somehow. So the chords that go with that, with the F, you're gonna, like we said, you're gonna have a D flat 7, like we always just mentioned, over F. That's a D flat on the 7 on your right hand, F on your left hand. So I know somehow. Okay, now your right hand is going to a G flat major 9. That's a G flat major 9. And all you really got to do on your right hand is just move your thumb down a half step. You were already here on I know somehow. When you get to how, just move your B down to B flat. That means your right hand now is B flat, D flat, F, A flat. Left hand bass, G flat on your left hand. Okay, and then you just repeat them 2 chords again. So I'm gonna start with I know somehow. I know somehow. Then repeat that again. I know some way. We're gonna. Now when you get to make it, your left hand will go back to F, but your right hand is gonna be a D flat chord. D flat chord for your right. So now you got a D flat over F, which means your right hand is a D flat chord, which is A flat, D flat, F. Left hand bass, F. That's when you get to make it. But after you do that chord there on make it, you're gonna come right there, and that's called an E flat minor 7. Or you can write it down if you don't want to write down the E flat minor 7. Just write down the G flat over E flat. That means your right hand is a G flat chord. It's the same chord as an E flat minor 7, but it can also be thought of as a G flat over E flat. So your right hand G flat is going to be G flat, B flat, D flat. And you can add another G flat on here just for make it stronger or whatever, but that's totally up to you. And your left hand is going to be a E flat on the bass. And then from there you come back to that F chord. I mean D flat over F. You might see me do 4 notes sometime, but really it's this right here: A flat, D flat, F. And sometimes I just like throw a little extra notes in there. It ain't really an extra note. I'm just adding another F. You can add any note of the chord in there you want. In this case, I had an F. I just add another F to fatten it up a little bit. Okay, so you got a D flat over F again. So now I'll do all that from the beginning again. I know somehow. Same thing again. I know some way we're gonna make it. And when you to make it, that's a D flat over F. And right that chord, go to that E flat minor 7, which is the same thing as a G flat over E flat. And then come back to that D flat over F again. Now I'm gonna do it, but this time I'm gonna try to do it without stopping on that part. I know somehow. I'm gonna try to do it real slow. I know some way. I know some way we're gonna make it. And then you go back to this chord here. Remember that chord where you had the G flat there? And right there, that's a G flat major 9 chord. G flat major 9. And again, it's right hand B flat, D flat, F, A flat over G flat on your left hand. Same chord we already did. And I think we say no matter what the test. From there, the right hand is going to do the same exact chords, but the left hand just change the bass line to a B flat. So you're going to say no matter what the test. So I'm going from B flat to B. I'm sorry, from B to B flat. So you're going to say, watch what your left hand does. No matter what the test. And then B flat. No matter, repeat it again, comes our way. We're going to, when you get to make it, go back to that D flat over F. Make it. Same thing we already did. The E flat minor 7. Same thing as the G flat over E flat. Back to that D flat over F. And then back to that chord again that we already did, which is, what is that chord? The G flat major 9 chord that we already showed you twice earlier. Okay? So now let's go back to this part. No matter what comes our way, remember the right hand stays the same, no matter. So, no matter what the task. So, your right hand is still at D flat 7, I already showed you. Your left hand bass will be a B. So, no matter what the test, only move your thumb down a half step on the right hand, but the left hand goes to D flat. Then you repeat those 2 chords again. No matter what comes our way. Okay? So I'll do that again. No matter what the test. Repeat that. No, whatever comes our way, we're gonna make it. Right there, I went back to that D flat over F again. Back to that E flat minor 7, which is the same thing as G flat over E flat, depends on how you think of it. And back to that D flat over F again. Then go back to that G flat major 9 again. Okay, now I'm gonna do all that together. This time I'm gonna try to talk less if I can. But I'm going back to the beginning though. I know some way we're gonna make it. No matter what the test, whatever comes our way, we're gonna make it. Okay, when you get ready to go to with Jesus on our side, before you go to Jesus on the side, instead of coming to that F major 9, that G flat major 9 again, instead of coming to that again, you're going to come to a B flat on the left hand, but your right hand, well, technically it's going to be called a B flat 11 chord. B flat 11 chord. But if you don't know the B flat 11 chord, just think of it as an A flat over B flat. It's the same exact thing. B flat 11 is the same thing as an A flat on the right, B flat on the left. So your A flat on the right would be A flat, C, E flat. Left hand bass, B flat. Okay, then you come out of that B flat 11 chord to a regular B flat chord. And the regular B flat chord, right hand is B flat, D, F. But keep a B flat on your left hand on both of those chords. So I'm at B flat 11, which same thing as an A flat over B flat, to a regular B flat chord. That's just a passing chord to get you to go Jesus on our side. Okay? So I'm gonna do that again with Jesus. Okay? Jesus is gonna be E flat minor 7. Again, that's E flat minor 7. Right hand, B flat, D flat, E flat, G flat. Left hand bass, E flat. Okay, that's Jesus on. The word on, I already showed you this chord. This is a D flat over F. Right hand, A flat, D flat, F. Left hand bass, F. It's called a D flat over F. So I do that again with Jesus on. Let me do it again. Jesus on. I don't know what's next. Let me see. Okay, technically it's a G flat chord. That's right there. Your melody is a 6, which is 6 of G flat. We in the key of D flat, C sharp, D flat. So the melody is a 2, which is E flat. And the reason why I said 6 is because it's a 6 of F sharp. 6 of G flat. So you can think of it as a G flat 6, or just use a regular G flat chord and you'll be just fine. I think I use a regular G flat chord. Let me see. Yeah, I just use a regular G flat sometimes. But it's a regular G flat chord, and if you want to, you can add that E flat in there if you want. So I do it again with Jesus on our. Well, that time I took it out. So let me show you what you do on the hour. Hour, you're going to have a G flat chord or a G flat 6, don't matter. Right hand is G flat, B flat, D flat, E flat. Left hand bass, G flat. And you can play it different kind of ways that you saw me do it, or whatever way it comes to your mind if you want. Be creative. So watch again with Jesus on our side. In the word side, you have a 1/5 that we did in alternate gospel patterns, the gospel patterns 1 and 2 DVD. So, or videos. So you got a 1/5. That means your right hand is a 1 chord, which is a D flat, which is right hand F, A flat, D flat. But your left hand is an A flat. Okay, that's the word side. Jesus on our side. Okay, we're gonna do things will work out fine. I don't know if it's all right or fine. Things will work all right, or things will work out fine. I'm not sure which one. So things, you're going to start here. You really at a 3. So I'm going to use a F7, which is right hand, E flat, A, C. Left hand bass, F. You might see me do a tritone here, which in that case, well, I don't want to introduce you to that right now. But, well, I already mentioned it, so I got to tell you about it. Tritone just means a flat 7 and a 3. And I did the flat 7 of F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Flat to 7, which would be E flat. So I got an E flat and a 3 of F. 1, 2, 3, which is A. So E flat, A, with your left hand bass. It's going to be an F. Okay. But just for simplicity's sake, let's say an F7 chord. Right hand, E flat, A, C. Left hand bass, F. So I'm going to say things. So that's things will. Same chord. So things will work. On the word work, you're going to be at an E flat over G. Okay? That's a 1 over 3 actually, or a 3 who's third. Just depends on how you look at it from what I taught you on other videos. So your right hand is going to be an E flat chord, which is E flat, G, B flat. Or you use any other E flat chord inversion, you know. But your left hand is going to be a G. So I'm going to do it again from Things Will Work Out Fine from the F7. Things will work out fine. When you get to fine, you're going to be at a B flat minor 7. Again, that's a B flat minor 7. Right hand is F, A flat, B flat, D flat, left hand bass, B flat, or you can play it any other different way you want. You can omit notes, add notes, whatever you want to do. So I do that again. Things will work out fine. Do it again. Yep. Okay. I think somewhere in there I was omitting some notes or something. Fine. So the second syllable of fine, or I don't know if it might be all right, but you get the second syllable, you're going to go to an E flat minor 7. Same one we did earlier. E flat minor 7, right hand B flat, D flat, E flat, G flat. Left hand bass, E flat. So I'll do it again. Things. Okay, then the very last syllable of that, or the break of that chord, of that phrase, you know, there's a little break in there. A little break there. That chord there is you're going to use that E flat. Well, technically you got an A flat 11 right here, which is this chord here, A flat 11, or you can think of it as a G flat chord on the right hand over A flat on your left. That's a G flat over A flat, or if you want to be real technical, think of it as A flat 11 chord, which means your right hand is a G flat chord, which is B flat, D flat, G flat, and your left hand bass, A flat. So I'll do that in real time. Think I'm starting from Things Will Work Out Fine. We're gonna make the same chord for we're gonna make. We're gonna make. Yep, same chord for we're gonna. And on it, you just come to a regular D flat chord. So we're gonna make it. So on it, your D flat chord is right hand, A flat, D flat, F. But your left hand bass will be a D flat. So it's doesn't matter which D flat you go to, as long as you go there. Okay? So I'm gonna do all that from G. Things Will Work Out Fine. They might say, oh, what did he just do there? I didn't do anything but a pattern that I've already showed you on Gospel Patterns 1 and also Gospel Patterns 2. That's why you got to study those other videos. I did I'm in the key of D flat or a C sharp. Think of it however you want to, since I said it was going to be flats. Okay, so you're going to do a D flat chord. And you do it any way that I've already showed you how to do a D flat. And you're really going to come down the scale on the left hand, which is D flat. So you know this is a D flat scale. I do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So just take it backwards. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. Do that again. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. Watch me go back down the scale again. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. Now, but here's the timing though. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 5, 5, 1. That's we're gonna make it. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 5, 5, 5, 1. So in real time, that's gonna be we're gonna make it. That's like the little passing chords between the we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Okay? So we're gonna show you the chords with it. It's gonna be the same ones from them other patterns we use. So when you're on the D flat, just use the regular D flat chord. No matter which inversion, or do the one I showed you earlier, the D flat. You might say, oh, what did he do? D flat. When I got to the 7, I use the chord that I always go with the 7, which is the who's third chord. In this case, it's going to be an A flat chord on your right hand. You use the same A flat I showed you earlier, but your left hand would be C. I think I showed you an E flat. I mean A flat. Your right hand is A flat, C, E flat. That's your A flat chord. Your left hand bass is going to be a C. And then you go into a B flat minor chord, because 6 is minor, remember? That's in our Nashville chord pattern. 6 is minor. So you go to a B flat minor, don't matter which inversion. Right now I'm gonna do this one since what I'm thinking of right now. B flat minor is B flat, D flat, F, and then of course B flat on your left hand. And then real quickly you're gonna do an A flat chord again, which I already showed you the A flat chord. Just this time you're gonna have an actual A flat on the bass instead of a C. You're gonna have an A flat on the bass. And then you move down again. This time you're going following the left hand now, going down to a regular G flat chord, which is G flat, B flat, D flat. And left hand go G flat. When you get to F, you gotta get, I'm gonna be on F for real quickly. You're gonna use a 3 who's third from our alternate gospel pattern that we went over. 3 who's third, that means a D flat chord, which I already showed you earlier. But I'm just in a different version, but it doesn't matter, you can use the version you already know. D flat chord, which with your left hand gonna have a F. That's a 1/3, or you call it also 3 who's third, which is just a D flat over F. And then from there, you're gonna go to a E flat minor, which is E flat, G flat, B flat. Any inversion will be fine. Or you can use a chord that we already did when we were there. Remember we were saying 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yep, right there. I would use a G. Technically, I'm using an E flat minor 7, E flat minor 7, which is the same thing as a G flat over E flat. Right hand G flat chord is G flat, B flat, D flat. Left hand bass, E flat. And I put that regular G flat there because you're gonna need it later on when I show you something else in the song. Okay, and then from there you're gonna go to we're gonna make it. Just change the bass to an A flat. And I kept the same chord, that G flat on the right hand. Technically, this is an A flat 11 chord, but you could think of it as a G flat over A flat with your right hand. I already showed you the G flat chord, which is G flat, B flat, D flat, but your left hand is an A flat. So it's not a G flat 11, it's an A flat 11, because your left hand determines what the name of the chord is, A flat 11. So that's we're gonna make it. When you get to it, just go to regular D flat chord that I already showed you earlier. Any inversion of it be fine. That's we're gonna make it. So I'm gonna start from things will work out fine. Down the scale, the patterns. We're gonna make it. Do it again. Okay, then you pause for a second and you're gonna say. And all it is just repeated it. So that little turn around, then I'm gonna take it back to the beginning of the song. That little phrase, Okay, you just did the same chord we already did when we were at a 2, when we were doing this. Right there, that's where I'm at. I'm at a E flat minor 7, which is the same thing as a G flat over E flat. I already showed you that chord, so I'm gonna move on. Right there, I'm at a D flat over F, and I've already showed you that in the song already. Just use the same chords over and over. Then you go to a regular G flat chord with a G flat on your left hand, which I've already showed you. And then you're gonna go back to the A flat 11 chord, which I've already showed you. So those 4 chords I already showed you. Just do them in a sequence. So watch this again. E flat minor 7, which is the same thing as G flat over E flat. Then you go right back into the beginning. I know somehow. That's all I did. Went back to the beginning. I know some way we're gonna make it. No matter what the test, whatever comes our way, we're gonna make it. With Jesus on our side, things will work out fine, or all right. We're gonna make it. Come down. We're gonna make it. Okay, now watch this. Somehow, some way, we're gonna make it. Okay, now what I just did there, I did a well, first, you know this little thing we did when we were doing a little turnaround from I know somehow. When you're going back to there, you're gonna do the first is four chords in that sequence, which I've already showed you. But instead of that last one, which is that A flat 11, you're gonna do a substitute chord to get you into some way, somehow. So I'm gonna show you what you do. Do the first 3 chords the same. Then you're gonna do this chord here to get you there. That's a passing chord. So what chord is this? This is called an E flat 9 chord. Oh, take it back. I'm wrong. It's an E9 chord. First I said an E flat 9 chord, but your left hand is what determines. So that's going to be an E9 chord. E9 chord. Your right hand is A flat, B, D, G flat. Left hand bass, E. I'm going to show you that again because it's an important chord. A flat, B, D, G flat. And use any finger you want, however you want to stretch it. But your left hand is going to be E. Now, sometimes you might see me, because I'm so used to playing a lot of music, and I sometimes throw extra notes in there sometimes. My pinky finger, since it's free, I might add this A flat in there. But don't think that you're compelled to do it just because I'm doing it. And I'm just doing it because the pinky finger is free. So I just hit the A flat. You might say, oh, why should you think of to do that? All I did is added another note that I already had in the chord. I already got an A flat here. So A flat, I just added another one at the top. So you can do that in any chord you want to do too. You can add extra notes in there. If it's already the same notes you already got, you can just add it in there. Okay, so you might see me do that, but you don't have to do it that way. It's gonna sound just as good, just like this. So after you do that passing chord, it's gonna be so quick, like I guess about maybe 1 count or something. And after that, you're gonna go to somehow, some way. Let me show you what to do there. Let me start from here though, from that little phrase. Some. Okay, right there. You're going to be at that E flat minor 7 that I already showed you earlier. I just added another. See, I got an G flat there. I just added another one here. So, same one I already showed you earlier. That's an E flat minor 7. Or you can think of it as a G flat over E flat. So, Some. How. I'm just doing the same chords over and over if you notice it. Right there, I'm at a D flat over F, which I've already showed you. So some. How. I don't know where I'm at. Some. How. Some way. That's all you're doing is changing the bass. So watch this again. I'm moving the bass from A flat to B flat. That's all, but keep it the same chord, which is a D flat on the last couple notes. So watch this. Some, how, some, and oh, I added another F here, but it's totally up to you. Some, how, some way. That's all you got to do. Watch me again. Some, how, some way. Okay, that's all you gotta do. We're gonna make it. And all it did is repeat the same thing for we're gonna make it. Watch me again. Some, how, some way. Same thing again. We're gonna make it. I'm talking at the same time, so let's try it again. Some, how, some way. We're gonna make it. Just repeat the same thing. So the trick is the bass. Some, how, some way. We're gonna make it. And really, whether you know it or not, I've taught you this whole song. With Jesus on our side. And I did the same thing I already showed you. Remember this? Right before you go to Jesus on our side, which I showed you earlier in the song already. And that's the whole entire song. So let me put it together some more. I guess I'll spend another 5 minutes for VIP members. So go to easymusictraining.com and I'm going to show you how, a little bit more on this. Okay, so watch this here.